morning, my friends. Good morning, good morning. It is a Monday morning. I've got Astor here with me and a cup of tea, and I can tell from the video that I've gotten a lot more sun than I thought I did. It's been heating up and there's a lot of sun, and I was on vacation, so yay! Okie dokie. So we're in the tide of renewal. We are between the summer solstice and the fall equinox. My name is Red Moon Eagle, and you are watching Daily Devotions with Red Moon Eagle. I do these at least 2 or 3 times a week. Kind of depends on how busy I am and how behind I am and all those other things. Sometimes I go on vacation. And what we do is we draw oracle cards and then we talk about them. I read a little bit about what they are in the book that they're from or the deck that they're from, and then we explore. One of the things that I'm exploring right now is a flow, an energies flow that is based in the body. So I follow a modality of transformation, and we're going to do that in correlation with cards. I ordered these cards last month, and when I got them, as I was exploring them and getting ready to start doing daily devotions with them, I realized they were very much aligned with certain activations. So we're going to start with the Oracle Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle Guidebook. The card I drew today is Conception. The frequency of conception invites us to bring our consciousness to our origin, the place where everything is in creation begins, helps us to remember the infinite potential and possibilities of this space and what we can manifest through our own focused awareness and intention. And this is number 16. So I'm going to read a little bit out of the book. Infinite movement and expansion are dancing with stillness and contraction. Deep silence is harmonizing with the presence of a strong heartbeat. We are one at home in this space, and at the same time, there is an indistinguishable sense of stellar connection that is unmistakably not of this earth. Conception can be described as the process of creation. This may refer to the beginning of life as a physical being, or the start of an idea or a belief, like thinking a thing and then making it a reality. At the beginning of everything, there is a conceived nothingness that then becomes something, like one cell splitting into 2, splitting into 4, and so on. At the very core of everything, there is a universal heartbeat represented by a heartbeat graph running through the middle of this activation. The dark blue background shows the vast, deep galaxy in the depth of consciousness. The swirling background circles represent the grid that is not from this earth plane, indicating an origin from other dimensions and star systems as well. The bubbles are like the splitting of cells, symbolizing the process of conception and creation. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so conception. The next card comes from the Mausolei Oracle of Souls. And this card is El Shaddai, the Radiant Lord. A shining god of wisdom and kindness, El Shaddai and the court of the Elohim represent the inclination towards good and mortals in the Mausolei. As such, he is the balance of Abaddon and has the respect and awe of all, including the other gods. In El Shaddai, finding the beneficial aspects of the devoted father figure, a source to turn to when seeking the most correct and wisest course in any proposed action. Domains: wisdom, paternalism, kindness. Okay, and Dilanuit Oracle. Is Mulan is the next one. My story. The war was raging in the whole country, and my father was old and tired. I couldn't let him go to the front, so I disguised myself as a man and went to his place. I fought courageously, taking great care that no one would find out about my true identity. I was helped by a guardian dragon. The most important thing for me was to defend my honor of my name and family, whatever the perils. The message: your honor is engaged. Maybe you're not the one supposed to get involved in this war, but now your solidarity dictates you to take part in the fight. You're going to need a lot of strength and bravery for the battle to be quite rough, and you will certainly have to go undercover. But in the end, you will succeed. Your folks will be very proud of you, and you will discover the resources within you that you didn't even know existed. Love that. Okay. And the final card is from the Lantern Oracle. Radical self-love. We can only receive love to the extent that we are unconditionally love and live the truth of ourselves. The world and people around us mirror our relationships with self. All of the ways we mistakenly seek and rely on love from others, and the world is made of the need to be harmonious in breath and unconditional love that we, in essence, are. True self is the absolute transparent connection with the pure love that the spirit self is. The self-love to be accessed within is unlimited and something that none of us needs ever go without to be disconnected from. When we turn away from the unconditional love that we are and have to give and receive, it becomes suppressed energy that burns unhealthily. This is what hurts us and leaves us hungry for what is actually freely available in abundance. Nevertheless, what is our loving radiance gets unnaturally buried in the darkness of our inattention. This can only have adverse effects. To deny and subdue the radiant love, generosity, and kindness of who and what we are resonates with the following. Oh, I'm not going to read that. Hold on. Until we embody just how radical and pure self-love is, we are not entirely open to receive our vibrational match to such unconditional love from others and the universe. The crone has shown up to assure you that there is nothing that you have to do or be or become in order to be worthy of unconditionally loving yourself just as you are. Just as there is nothing you have to do or be or become in order to be worthy of breathing, all that is required is that you allow your breath to continue. It knows how. You do not need to do anything more. Just as you breathe, you are love. You are of love. Spirit self is love. Love is the only thing that is real. Anything less than love is not real. It has never been, can be, or will be. Radical self-love lets all the illusions go by burning its brilliant light right through them. To bring forth what is within you is to breathe as love as that you are. Wherever the energy is, wherever we feel blissfully compelled to do, in a state of self-love, we breathe our inner self into the world. Radical self-love can be difficult to get our heads around and accept, and what has been modeled to us growing up is contrary to unconditional love, acceptance, and positive regard. We may not even realize that we are worthy of respect and have the right to defend ourselves against all forms of poor treatment. Furthermore, regardless of our upbringing, we all at some point face a degree of challenge with honoring and owning the things about ourselves that we are inclined to disparage and compare to others, reject, dislike, or wish to be different. This card encourages you to say yes and to let go of all your self-judgment, shadows, untruths, so that the room can be full of your loving light to radiate through the rest of your life. The featured crone supports you in cultivating the strength required to love yourself for all that you are and all that you are not, to love all that you have done and all that you have not done, to love all that you have struggled with and overcome, as well as all of the things you will struggle with and may never overcome. The crone. Radical self-love. Wonderful card. Okay, so putting these cards together. It's like my favorite part of this. Well, it's not my favorite part, but it's one of my favorite parts. Okay, so first card, conception. When I look at transformation and I look at the conception card, one of the things that comes forward really quickly is that it's the beginning of life, it's the creation, right? It's the creative part, and then it's also bringing our consciousness, our awareness of the world, and all the possibilities and infinite potentialities, and manifest that through your awareness and your connection to creation, conception, the very core of everything, the universal heartbeat. And so this is the card that starts the journey of transformation today. So conception, this is the beginning of life, this is the creative journey, this is, hey, you're part of something magnificent, you're part of something wonderful. There's creativity, there's life, there is so much available. It's a Monday, it's the beginning of something new, it's a new week, it's the first Monday after the solstice, it's, you know, it's all these things, right? Okay, so that's the first card. El Shaddai is Radiant Lord. Now, Radiant Lord, let's see if I can find it again. Radiant Lord is wisdom and kindness. El Shaddai and the court of the Elohim represent the inclination towards good. He is the balance of wisdom, paternalism, and kindness. So one of the things that comes forward when I'm thinking about conception and then the El Shaddai is that we have this idea that new ideas, new beginnings, the creativity, that we forget the kindness and the wisdom of connection to others in this. And this is where in the transformational flow, you have the connection to other people and the wisdom of knowing where to go with that. But we miss the connection sometimes. We skip truly connecting with each other. We often truly skip the pause, the beingness with other people. To move forward is great, but you don't always have to be moving forward. Connection is movement. And until you learn to move within a connection of someone, your flow, your transformation gets a hiccup in the system. You can't really move if you don't have that connection. And try eye contact a little bit. Try eye contact with the people around you today. I think that's part of one of the big things that keeps coming forward to this morning. Is I was petting Astra earlier. She was really missing us from being on vacation, and she needs eye contact. She's a cat who needs eye contact for connection, which in the body activation or body of 9 language, that's one of the first 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we know that she's a natural number 4. And El Shaddai is reminding us that having wisdom and being able to connect through kindness and wisdom, represent the inclination towards good in mortals, wisdom, paternalism, and kindness. The beneficial aspects of the devoted father, the source to turn to when seeking the wisest course of any proposed action. This card could be very 6, right? But the El Shaddai specifically tells us yes, and don't forget the connection. Don't forget the wisdom and the kindness and the connection with someone else. You can move forward, you can have action with connection. The next card is Mulan, which is an interesting tale because this particular tale reminds us of the need for sacrifice, and sometimes there's a little deception in sacrifice. but at the same time, you have to honor when you're driven to do a thing. So in our flow, this is the 3-7. This is the creativity, the possibilities of all of the things that, is it good for me? Is it good for the world? Is it the right time? Am I doing my best? That's where that honor of Mulan is really engaged in this. And 3 is the specifics. It's the details of hiding in plain sight and paying attention to the details around you. And how this correlates with this conception card is it's a new day, new creativity, new possibilities, connect with the people around you, and honor all of the possibilities and honor your integrity. That's not the word I'm looking for. Honor your, I'm looking for the word. The solidarity, right? Honor the solidarity with others for your purpose, for whatever it is that's new, that's being created today, that comes into your life. And then we have radical self-love. Now, radical self-love in the transformation is the 4-8 sequence. Radical self-love is loving all of who you are, no matter where you are in the space and time. And I think for when I'm thinking about this particular card with the conception card that started the journey today, it's the leaning into being okay with whatever comes your way authentically and holding the integrity of yourself and learning to be loyal to yourself and knowing that radical self-love means you're not going to be alone forever. I know it might feel like it, but you're not going to be. We need community, if anything. Aloneness in our Western world is combated with the Western paradigm that you have to have a married partner, right? Like you're gonna have one partner forever and ever and ever. It's been romanticized. It's been put in childhood movies. It's everywhere. It's in romance novels. It's in stories in school. It's everywhere. It's you get one person. That's a terrible thing to indoctrinate our children with, much less ourselves, our adult selves. Unwinding that karma means radicalizing the idea that you can love yourself and that self-love draws you to other people and that you become part of a larger community of people who can support you, that you can love more than one, many, and be happy. And that does not mean that there's a lot of stigma around what that looks like, and I'm not going to go into all that stigma, but in today's reading, conception, creativity, the frequency to bring your consciousness of your origin and your potential possibilities and manifest it towards awareness, connecting to other people. This is the challenge for the day. Walk around today looking at people in their eyes, no matter what your vibrational frequency is, even if it's a little uncomfortable. Pick somebody that's safe, that you can look them in the eye and give them a little bit of grace and allow them to connect with you from eye to eye and allow their wisdom of movement in that connection to teach you something. And then we have Mulan, who says, yes, I'm going to honor my integrity. I'm going to honor my purpose. I'm going to honor my connection and wisdom to other people. And radical self-love is I'm going to trust my self-love and my honor. I'm going to trust my integrity. And I'm going to learn from that connection, that eye-to-eye connection with that person that I'm connecting with in the world. And I'm going to let them see me. I'm going to let them see me and see my honor, my integrity. I'm going to let them see that I can love myself. You know, as I go through, these cards are quite interesting because as I was really working with them the first couple times and realizing that I had picked decks that were literally aligned with the transformational flow. The thing that I knew would start popping up is things that I integrally, I have an integral belief in, or I live by, maybe, because something happened last month that was really hard for me to hold the integrity of myself and to hold my own self-love and to trust the connection that I have with the community and trust the right movement forward, trusting all of the steps of the flow meant that I had to lean in to the wisdom of the work itself. And it was really hard to realize that when I look at teaching is both a career, right? It can be a career, it can be something that you do, and it's also a life theme. And one of the things that I've discovered about teacher life themes is that they are always aligned most of the time. I haven't found one that isn't, so I'll just say until I find one that isn't. A teacher life theme is aligned with a purpose or a piece of work in the world, okay? And I've discovered in my own journey that my teacher life theme is something that is like a little bit of a moving target. It kind of depends on what the catalyst energy, where my blueprint draws me, and that teacher theme will kick in, but it's making sure that what is taught is aligned with untangling the bullshit, right? Like it untangles the things that are messy, because the universe has very simple laws and we make it more complicated than it is. And simple for us in a 3D existence is very complex for a 2D existence, or something that's very simple in a 6D experience is very complex for a 3D experience. So teaching also means that you have to be humble and you have to be willing to learn from your students. And that is something that has been a philosophy of mine for decades. I don't even remember really when that like woke up and blossomed and became this fully fledged symbol in my consciousness and in my world, where I might have a teacher life theme, but I am learning from everyone around me, and that's what makes me a good teacher. And I don't know where for sure it came from. I've been saying it for decades. And it's a truth. It's one of the, as my friend Gloria says, it's truth with a capital T. And when I have learned it, or learned so much about the body activation stuff, the body stuff, it's been okay, well, I'm already doing this, and the possibilities of where this goes, the missing piece that I've been looking for, means that I share everything. Everything I learn, I share. And everything that I share, I want to hear back about. I want to hear where that landed. I want to hear where that message, lives in that other person, and how they can take that and grow and blossom with it. And in the flow, and using these cards like today, conception, the wisdom, the focused awareness and intuition, connecting to other people, making sure that you're honoring the integrity of your path, and trusting and leaning into the radical self-love of knowing that that radical self-love means you will connect to other people. It gives you the out for the loneliness. It gives you the out for the aloneness through that transformational flow. And last month, the experience that I had taught me that when I am a student, I have the ability to do the same for my teachers, which is lean in and teach them as they teach me. And it was a beautiful experience It was hard. It was really hard, but it was beautiful. And I learned to lean in and open up. And I had a wonderful conversation this last weekend with a friend that I hadn't talked to in pretty much about a year. And we were talking about the time, like the time jumps. I don't know how to explain it, like leaning into these shifts. And I identified her, and she's a natural number 9, which now makes so much sense. Like I had been leaning into the either a 5, 7, or 9. I hadn't quite gotten there yet, and then she let me identify her, and it was this most beautiful moment of waking up. And she's extraordinarily energy sensitive, and one of the things that came up was this awareness of it was very interesting as we were talking about the body activations. She was pointing out that something had shifted since I'd seen her last, because I hadn't seen her in like 6-8 months. And she said, it's as though you came into your full self. And I thought, oh, that's a really good statement. And we were kind of talking a little bit about some of the conundrums of the last month. And she said, yeah, but, and this is where the radical self-love came into play. She says, anytime you've questioned something, you've leaned in to that love. Love is. There's no, love just is. And she threw back into my face, and I loved it. She threw it back into my face, something that I've said for years, which is, there's only love and fear. And fear can be transmuted into love. So truly, there is only love. And she said, you said that, you live it, and the journey of the last month was an exercise for me to trust the conception idea, the conception of the radical self-love, and trusting the connections through each one of the transformational processes to bring all of me, as much as I can hold forward and hold on to it with conscious intention in this world, and lean into it, not compartmentalize it like I've done before. And it was an amazing conversation. And as I'm doing these cards this morning, and as I look at the daily devotional process, I am truly grateful for the conversations that I have with my friends that are also on this journey. And it's an amazing thing that I have friends that are on this journey. They're in different places in this journey. These beautiful entities that are living in these meat suit experiences that show their true self to the world, and they come at it from different layers of trauma. And when they're truly able to release that trauma, when they're really truly able to walk through the gauntlet and let go of the weight of the trauma that doesn't belong to them, and do the healing that then cascades through the families, they're able to bring more of themselves forward and trust in those connections. Because this card right here, so if I'm looking at these cards, I've got 1 and 5. Great. 2 and 6. 2 is often skipped because the movement of 6 is so tempting. 6 is moving forward, seeing where you need to go in the moment. But if you forget to connect to the people around you, if you forget to connect to their soul and the love that is in every soul, you will miss something. And then the 3-7, looking at the soul is the most beautiful thing, and all the possibilities that come with the movement. And then 4-8, the authenticity of self-love mixed with the loyalty and the integrity of 8. If you don't fully dive into the 2 and really allow yourself to connect with people when you're moving, you skip them. 2s get skipped all the time. And 2s are so important to us in the world. We have to love them. We have to let them love us. We have to connect to them. Because if we do not connect to them, we're gonna go sideways. We're gonna skip into 6, and all of this isn't gonna truly be reached. And that's where I was going to with the teacher thing. Teachers, so far, teacher life themes come in all natural numbers, but teachers think they're teachers up here. I know a 5 who is integrally connected in the body of 9 with a teacher theme and craves the true connection with the people around. And that's because of the teacher. Teacher life themes need the connection to others at a true soul level to feel that they can feel safe enough to then do what teachers do best, which is learn. It's the dichotomous thing of teacher life theme, very much like other life themes. When I talk about them, many times people get confused when I talk about the victim life theme. You know, there's positives to that. It's not always negative. So I hope you all have a beautiful day. Oh, I see somebody, I have totally not been paying attention to the text. Ruby, hey, do you take questions? I do, sometimes. I like to get through the cards first. So if you hang around for towards the end, I do try to look at if somebody posted something. I see Elizabeth is here today. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Yes, truth with a capital T. I love having chat conversations. If this becomes something that y'all want more of, I'm happy to do lives where I just answer questions. I can do that. So if you watch this in future, you're not watching it right now, and you want to add questions or you want to add comments, go ahead and do that. I do read them. Today I've got a full day. We just got back from vacation, so of course I have tons of laundry and cleaning house, and I have to do homework. Guess I didn't do any homework. Oh, Elizabeth, you're a gem. And so just if y'all want lives, I can do them. Just let me know, and I can schedule some where I can just answer questions. Safriana and I should be back doing podcasts here in a couple weeks. If you're interested in any of those podcasts, they're up on my channel. They're up on Living Luna YouTube channel. I had a couple of questions this last weekend if I was still doing daily devotions. I am. So I'm going to be cross-posting over the next couple days on social media just to kind of remind people that I'm still here. I have 365 days worth of daily devotions posted on my YouTube channel. So it's not like you can't find something. And some people have their favorites that they go back to over and over again, I've discovered. But that's today. That's today. We went through the transformational flow, and we'll be doing that with all of the readings until I get through these decks. I'm finding some amazing nuggets of information through them, and I'm writing a lot. I am truly hoping to have a book out by the Yuletide season this year. I'm working hard at it, guys. I've promised this for a while, but rubber's been hitting the road lately. So I hope you all have a beautiful day, and I will see you in prayer. Blessed be.